Oh, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Comedy Therapy with Christian. Today's what? The 19th? Oh, boy. It's coming. We're in the swing of it. The Christmas season is upon us. And hope you all got your shopping done. Because guess what? If you do it last minute, you're going to be that fuck up on Christmas morning who got the wrong size t-shirt for your nephew. Then when your nephew picks it up and he doesn't even want a shirt and it don't fit him, you go, all right, give it to me. I got the receipt. I'll go return it. Then you got to go sit in that long line at Kohl's. Sit in that long line at Kohl's with all the returns, all the holiday returns. Oh, how's everybody doing? Great. I hope you're all having a great week. I'm having a pretty decent week. Joker came out on digital on Tuesday, so of course I watch it Tuesday night. Loved it just as much as I have it every other time. That was my fourth watch. Let me tell you something though. I really oh, God. I hate going Christmas shopping, all right? First of all, one of the very, very good things about technology in today's modern day and age and social media and everything is a lot of bad, but there are some good things. One of the good things is being able to order things online. There's no middleman. Stuff comes right to your door. Or your lobby if you live in a building. But I was ordering something on Amazon. Not Amazon. I was online. I was going to order something. It's an Apple product. And I need it for Christmas because it's a gift. And I did not think that there would be an issue, so I just logged on and it says, well, this won't be delivered until December 30th. I'm like, shit. So, but they said, but if you order it online and you select pickup, you can have it ready today. I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I'll just go run over to the Apple store and pick it up. So that's what I did. I go there. And Apple stores are just the weirdest places. I mean, I was at an actual circus when I was like, I don't know, 3. I don't really remember it. There were elephants and they were cool. But I don't think there's anything that comes closer to a modern day circus than the Apple store. You know, you got different people doing tricks. Somebody's twirling an iPad around on his finger in the back. You know? So, and now this new thing that I've been seeing in Apple stores, the one that I went to yesterday, that's probably the one I go to most frequently. But the one that I went to yesterday was they have an area in the back where it's everybody sitting on the ground in a circle like it's kindergarten. And this guy has got a microphone on his head and he's talking about the product. Oh, well, the new iPhone, you see, it can capture 1 more megapixel than the last one. And he's showing everybody. It's like a little bit of show and tell. And everybody's sitting there with their long mugs on, just like, wow, look at what he's talking about. Oh, my God. We really have become zombies. So I go in. There's this guy there. He says, "Can I help you find something?" I said, "No, I don't need anything to be found. I already ordered online. So all you got to do is bring out my shit and I get the fuck out of here." So the guy says, "All right, let me take you over here. I'm going to show you to who handles that." So now this is 2 people that I have to talk to. This is not me shitting on Apple's process that they use in the Apple Store, by the way. This is totally... This is just observation. This is the people, really. It's the people. I love Apple products. All my stuff for Apple. Computer. Laptop. Phone. Watch. I love Apple. Now, already he's taken me over to the second guy. And he's standing there with his little phone. And he's already talking to someone. So I'm like, great, now I have to wait for him. This process already become 10 times more complicated than I thought it was going to be. I was going to park my car, run in, and run back out. Although, my life can never be that simple. Because I'm a wreck. So this guy goes, "How can I help you?" And he's looking away from me. Like, he wasn't like cross-eyed or had a lazy eye or anything. He was looking away from me. And he just looks away and he's like, "How you doing?" And I'm like, "Good, how are you?" And then all of a sudden, he's like, he puts his hand up in front of me. He goes, wait. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is this guy doing? And he goes, "Watch this." And he sees this guy, who was the guy that he was just talking to, walking away with the product he was holding. He's like, "I just have to check and see if he walks out of the store." And meanwhile, the guy he was talking to was in his 70s. He seemed like a very friendly man. Did not seem like he was there to shoplift. Besides, don't you have alarms if people walk out with that shit? You're here to help me find my order, not watch and see if this guy's stealing a pair of buds. Anyway, so the guy goes, "What's your name?" I tell him my name. It's very simple at Apple. Despite this convoluted thing that I'm going through, because I got to find a problem and everything, it's a very simple process. You go in when you order it online. It goes through your Apple account, so all they have to do is look up your name, and that is it. They know what you ordered. They know what specific type of product you ordered, what model of the product you ordered, and they will go in the back and get it for you. So he's putting it in, and then he types it in on his phone, and so then he's done. And then I just realized, oh, wait, there's going to be a problem right now. Because he types it in. Then he hits like, all right, come outside. Bring it out. And then he looks at me and goes, "It should be out here in a minute." Now, here's where the problems really start. Because I'm left alone to talk to this guy that I have no interest in talking to. You know? He's just standing there. I'm doing my thing. You got to stay in your world. I got to stay in my world. Our worlds cannot collide. I did not come in here hoping to make small talk with somebody. I came in hoping to tell somebody that I ordered something online. Here's my name. Thank you. Goodbye. A Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Maybe. Maybe. If I was in a good mood. Which I wasn't. So now I'm like, great, we have at least 2.5 minutes before they're going to run this thing out the back and give it to me. And there's nobody else online. I have to talk to this schmuck. So he goes, "How's your day going?" And I'm like, oh, that is some opening line. You are going to open with, "How's your day going?" Well, why don't we just talk about the weather while you're at it? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't want to be spoken to. I don't want to be talked to. I want the thing that I came in the store for. That's what I want. You don't give a shit what my day is like. You couldn't care less. I could have told you I had the worst day of my life. You'd still sit there and smile and like just have a shit-eating grin on your face. So he starts with, how's your day going? I just should have just pretended not to hear him. I don't have to tip this guy. I don't need to impress this guy. I just should have ignored. What's he going to do? Say you can't have it because you didn't answer how your day was? Get the fuck out of here. So I said, it's fine. It's fine. Not too bad. Just trying to polish off the last of the shopping. And he goes, oh, I know what you mean. And I'm like, oh, great. Now he's going to try and relate to me on some level. Like, if I told him that I was going to buy, I don't even know, fucking Herbie Volkswagen Beetle, he'd relate to it. Be like, I just bought my mother a throw blanket, too. We're the same. No, we're not. So, he says, I haven't even started my shopping yet. I said, well, that's on you. And, of course, like an idiot, I keep the conversation going. Because now I'm on thin ice. I've been exposed. He's heard my voice. I'm on thin ice. The thinnest of ice. And I'm like, okay, well, at least, in today's day and age, you can order a lot of shit online and blah, 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 blah. And he goes, I know, but I just don't know what to get. And I'm like, well, you work in the Apple store, so that's a start. I couldn't believe that I was telling this guy. And he doubles over laughing. I'm like, that was not even funny. That was not supposed to be funny. I didn't think it was funny. And he doubles over laughing because I said, you're working in the right place. And he's like, you're so right. What if after I left, he's like, holy shit, that guy was onto something. I just feel bad. I don't care who it is. You got to have like a nephew or something who wants a new iPhone. Get him a new iPhone. Get him some buds. Get him a case for his phone, for all I care. And he's like, well, my mother, she's getting older. And I'm like, great. Now we're getting into the life story. Okay. All right. Is there a chair here? There's no chairs in the Apple store. Unless you're sitting in the cushiony section with the guy doing the demonstrations in the back. He goes, she's getting older, and I'm looking into scooters. And I said, well, let me stop you right there. I didn't actually say that because I'm not rude in these encounters in person. I just think all this shit in the back of my mind. And he goes, well, been thinking about getting her a scooter. She's not very mobile anymore. She might have to move in with me. And I'm like, oh, God, we're getting into that kind of discussion. Are you going to ask me advice as to whether your mother should move in with you or not? I want the shit I came in here for. And I'm looking around, seeing if I've never seen the door open in the back. I know they have a back area, and it's like behind some hidden wall that only the employees know. But I've never seen that door to the back open. They always just come through like the little minions in the Despicable Me movies, and they come out, and they just appear, and it's like, where did you come from? I'm like, you look like a kid. You look younger than me. there like still child labor going on back there? I will get iPhone 11. Here you are, sir. I'm like, do you need to eat? Do you need a snack or something? It's a kid. And I'm waiting for one of these kids to appear at the back. But, of course, I'm having all these rude thoughts. I don't want the guy to think I'm being rude. So I tell him, well, you know, that's a tough time when your parents get older. My parents are not nearly at that point where they're immobile. So I don't know what that's like. I have seen it with both sets of grandparents, though. But I imagine it's got to be a completely different scenario when you're their child. That's an extra, sense of responsibility to take care of your parents when they're not doing so well. So I don't know what that's like. And I'm like, yeah. And so the only thing I came up with was I go, yeah, my mother moved recently too. She didn't move in with me, but she moved. And he's acting like that still. Like me buying the Herbie Volkswagen Beetle, he's acting like we're still on the same page. Oh, you see? Good for her. Good for her. How old do you think I am, first of all? And how old do you think my mother is? My mother's not even 60 yet. How old do you think I am? That's so good for her. She must be so happy to be on her own. Then he goes, does she have help in the house? And I said, buddy, it's not like that. All right? But I wasn't about to be like, oh, well, I'm 22 years old. Yuck. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for one of these little minions to come out from the fucking bag so I can go home. I was tired. Been running through my brain with all these Star Wars theories and reactions to the movie, which haven't been too hot. We'll get to that in a minute. I just wanted to get out of there. And then finally, the seas part. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. One of the minions comes shuffling out, drops it on the table, says, here you go. I'm like, great. Then this guy takes it and he puts it to his far side where I can't reach it. I thought I was just going to take it and go. I paid for it online. What else do you need me to do? He's like, let me make sure I have everything in order. Let me get you a bag and make sure that I have the right email for your receipt. Clearly it was the right email because it's one I used, and clearly he got the message that that's what I wanted. So just give me the fucking thing so I can go. Then now someone else comes online that he immediately starts talking to. Now I have to wait even more. Why couldn't you come online when he was talking to me about his crippled mother? Anyway, guy was a nice guy. I don't mean any harm. But I don't care about people's business. Your business is your business, just like mine is mine. All right? I don't get involved. I don't get involved in things I'm not supposed to be involved in. I don't do that. Take a sip of water. You see, it's this time of year, though. Brings all the crazies out. They all come out of the woodwork. But this Apple store was in a larger mall, the Pentagon City Mall, which is a great mall, very cool, just outside of D.C. And the mall itself was mobbed. The Apple store was not that crowded, though. Speaks volumes about poverty in this country. or about Apple's prices, whichever you want to choose. Oh, boy. But I got my stuff. I got the hell out of there. I stopped and got some Auntie Anne's because anytime there's Auntie Anne's, I cannot not stop and have it. I have to. It's a rule. Anytime I stop it, anytime I'm traveling, which most of my travel is between New York and D.C., that's pretty much been my only travel for the last couple of years. Anytime I'm on the road, and if I do stop at a rest stop, I got to have Auntie Anne's. If I'm taking the train, either coming from Union Station in D.C. or Penn Station in New York, there's an Auntie Anne's at both of those. Got to have it. Going both ways because I'm going to be waiting in the station for a while. Got to have something to munch on. Auntie Anne's is a great filler meal. There's just something about the way they do those pretzels that you can smell it going up your nose. I will say, though, when they get the salt proportions wrong, it's a tragedy. Because sometimes they can, lather salt on there. And it just becomes a nightmare. And I'm like, this isn't good anymore. It's all in the dough. I really like the dough. But yet, I don't like the unsalted ones either. So, it's pick your poison, but the proportion, most cases, the proportions are right. Other times I want to bring it back sometimes. And I'm like, you shave that off. You shave that salt. I'm not doing it. What am I going to sit in my car picking off salt molecules? And the 1, and the 2, and the 3, and the 4, and the 5. So I stopped and got some Auntie Anne's, got stuck in horrible traffic coming back because this city sucks. Let me tell you something about traffic here. It's horrible. And this is coming from somebody who's lived in New York his entire life. Traffic there is bad, yes, but it moves. Here, it does not move anywhere. That's why nothing gets done in politics, because everybody's in the same spot on the road. You can't fucking move. The roads here don't make sense. The way the city was built, the grid, all roads are supposed to lead to the capital. Yeah, that sounds like such a great idea. Yeah, on paper, sounds like a great idea. But you want to implement that in the real world? I don't think so. That seems like it could cause a problem. You go from 7th Street, and then the next one over is Q Street. You make the sense of that. Manhattan's a grid. Boom, ba boom, ba boom. Boom, ba boom, ba boom. Very easy with one road that cuts in between, and that's called Broadway. And that's very easy to figure out. Here, there's one ways. There's one way only between these hours. Then it becomes a two-way. Then sometimes I just wish I had a jetpack and I could fly over all the traffic here, because people don't know how to drive. They don't know how to drive here. People speed in New York, oh yeah, and they're all over the place, but they know how to do it. Here they don't. I don't think they know how to put tires on here. The other day I saw a tire just floating down the road. I'm like, where's that coming from? There's a tire. Just I'm like, where did this tire come from? Because nobody knows what they're doing with cars down here. I'm by no means a car expert. So don't start attacking me. Well, actually, you're wrong. Yeah? Okay. Great. I'm entitled to my opinions, just as entitled as you are to yours. Some people don't like that. Some people here like to drive at 2 miles an hour. Some people walk super slow. Oh, my God. Don't get me started on the walking here. Oh, my God. There is something that happens when you go south of the Mason-Dixon line, once you get past like Philly area, going south. Now, I don't drive through Philly usually. I don't drive through Pennsylvania. I go through Jersey the whole way and then down to Delaware. But when you're at that point, that's like parallel. It's on the same plane as Philadelphia. Once you pass that point, that's when you get the slow drivers and the slow walkers. It's like night and day. You step at the rest stops, people are walking through in their flip-flops, shaking out, getting the stretches. I don't have time to shake out or get a stretch. I pulled over here because I got to go to the bathroom, or I'm so hungry that I'm getting dizzy that I got to get food. So you can get the hell out of my way. People just shuffle. They just... That's all they do. I'm sure my neighbors downstairs hate me right now for doing that. There's just something that happens after you reach that point that you can't go back. I grew up walking fast. Not only because I'm a New Yorker, but because it's in my family bloodline. If there was a walking marathon, like a walkathon, my father could win it. He could. He'd wake up 3 hours before everybody else. He'd get to the start line and be like, all right, nobody here. Guess I'll just start going. That's it. So that's the kind of genetics I'm dealing with. Those are the kind of genetics I'm dealing with. To be grammatically correct. You're not being grammatically correct. Well, leave me alone. That sounded like Kermit or like Grover or something. I don't know what the hell that voice was. But I'm just very naturally a fast walker to the point that if I get stuck behind somebody walking slow, it will actually make me severely anxious. I will start to breathe heavy. I will start to grow extremely impatient and irritable. I probably become a hazard to society at that point. You heard it here first, folks. So if you're in front of me, you better get the hell out of my way. Unless you're walking fast. I love getting stuck behind people walking fast. It's like, great, this is good. But if you're stuck behind somebody walking slow, A, it's awkward because you know you're going to have to pass this person. They're going to be like, how dare they pass me? It's like, because you're walking slow. I can't take it. I used to put up like angry Facebook rants, I don't know, maybe a year or 2 years ago, about people walking slow in D.C. Oh. Nightmare. Because everybody's on their phone. Beep 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 pew pew pew. Everybody's on their phone. Oh, let me check how many Instagram likes I have. Oh, it's 4 today. Pick your head up and get off the phone. Ooh, let me check and see if anybody's responded to my online dating profile. No! Let me check and see how many people on Facebook are ranting about the president because I'm so pissed at him. No! Get off the phone. Get off the fucking phone. There is nothing that important that you need to be walking where you could get hit by a person or a car. Nothing that important. If you shouldn't be texting when you're driving, you shouldn't be texting when you're walking either. Because guess what? You're in control of the vehicle known as your body. And you can cause just as much of a mess. So just do me a favor, folks, and keep it in your pockets. Take another drink of water. I'm going back to New York this weekend, so people should be walking faster. That should be good. But before I go back to New York, I like to spend the last couple minutes talking about Star Wars. Oh, boy, excuse me, I'm stretched. It's live, folks. Real time. Sound like Chewie there. Yeah, Star Wars, I'm seeing it tonight. Finally. This journey that started 4 years ago in 2015 with Episode 7 is concluding tonight with Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. And let me tell you something. I don't want to get into too much detail with the movies or whatever. I'm probably going to do an episode that's all about Star Wars, and I'm probably going to have a guest on for it to talk about it. So I don't want to get too much into like plot or like what I think is going to happen, because I don't like to get caught up in expectations like that, because you got to leave all that shit at the door when you walk into a movie that you're anticipating. And I've been waiting for this one for a long time. But let me just tell you something, folks. And this, you need to hear this even if you're not a Star Wars fan. Even if you haven't seen any of these movies, you couldn't give a shit what happens. Listen to this, okay? Star Wars fans have become, how do I put this? Weaponized, if you will. After the last movie came out, for some reason, for some unknown reason, the last movie polarized the fans. Critics mostly liked it. Fans did. And as I sat there eating my Fruity Pebbles this morning, don't make fun of me, all right? I eat healthy cereal usually. Right? I like Raisin Bran. I like Cheerios, Honey Nut, multigrain, even Fruity Cheerios. I like Pops sometimes. But I was all out. I felt like, you know what? Today's Star Wars Day. It's going to be a sugar fest. Sugar. But as I was sitting there eating my Fruity Pebbles this morning, I realized something. That, you know, scrolling through, I've been watching reviews about this movie, non-spoiler reviews, which a lot of accounts that I follow have started to put out their reviews and their thoughts on the movie. And it's really split. Like, when I say it is split right down the middle, it's split right down the middle. People have hated it. People have loved it. People have neither hated it nor loved it, but we're just like, eh. That's kind of where I think I'm going to fall. I think I'm going to fall in the category. I just really want to have fun watching it. That's all I care about. I hear the story's really clunky or whatever. I've never really cared, personally. Call me fucking crazy. I never really cared about the story in Star Wars. Outside of the original trilogy, I mean. Because that original trilogy is a great story of redemption and you know, hope and people becoming somebodies who were nobodies. I should say people who were nobodies becoming somebodies. And those were great stories. Prequels, I didn't care. They had beautiful lightsaber battles, and they were a joy to watch. I didn't care. I'm like, yeah, the story sucks. There's no character development. Whatever. Revenge of the Sith, I've probably watched more than any other Star Wars movie. It's one of my favorites. And I know that there is a shitload of problems with that movie that I can pick out and I can make fun of while I'm watching it. I'm like, yep, That's a problem, that's a problem, that's a problem. But I still love it. I love it. I can't change the way that I feel about that. I can see what other people's problems are with it, but I can't change it. But the amount of people I've been seeing online, in the comment section of most of these reviews that I've been watching, the amount of people saying, oh, this movie sucks, this movie's garbage, Lucasfilm has gone down the shitter, Bob Iger's an asshole, Kathleen Kennedy she burns Baby Yoda pillows in her spare time, fucking George Lucas needs to come back, all this shit. Because they'll go online and they'll look up their fucking spoilers because that's what they want to do. And there's a lot of people who want this movie to do bad. That's what I don't understand. I'm hopeful for every movie I see, believe it or not. No matter how bad word of mouth gets about something or how good word of mouth gets, I'm always excited. Obviously, positive word of mouth boosts my excitement level for something, especially something like Star Wars, which is why this is getting a little difficult. But the thing... Where was I going with that? Thing is, these people are commenting without even having seen the movie yet. Right? Because I'll engage with some of these people. I shit you not. I will. And they'll be like, this movie sucks. Rey's the worst fucking character ever created in Star Wars. They've destroyed the legacy. There's only going to be 3 Star Wars ever. That's 4, 5, and 6. But I call them 1, 2, and 3 because none of the other ones don't exist. I'll be like, okay, so you're saying the movie sucks. Have you seen it? No. Then don't fucking... I can't respect your opinion if you haven't seen it yet. You cannot judge it. That is just fact. You cannot judge a movie. This doesn't just apply for this. This applies for anything. A TV show, a book, a movie, a fucking Christmas tree. I don't know. It applies for anything. If you don't see it, if you don't partake in it, you have no right to judge it and to offer an opinion on it. I'm sorry. You have no right. These people be like, well, the story's bad. And I'll be like, have you seen it? Well, and, Palpatine's back because they didn't have anything better to do. Have you seen it? Well, they had to bring JJ back because they want to play it safe because Last Jedi. Have you seen it? Well, and JJ sucks. He can never wrap up a story, and it's got a 58% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's got... Have you seen the fucking movie, you asshole? And they'll go, no. And I'll be like, there's your fucking problem. I'm sorry. I'm especially heated this episode. But what I'm excited about, if you come back to me after you've seen it, and you say you hated it, that's fine. I will respect that because you've actually seen the movie. If you haven't, you're just a blithering idiot. That's all you're doing, is just pulling shit out of you. You could know every spoiler for the movie. Everyone. For any movie. Or TV show or what have you. Even like a video game. You can know everything that happens in the story, but it's still when you go and watch that being executed on screen. It's still completely different when you watch it on screen. The changes that movies especially go through from script to screen, I once had a professor tell me that a movie is constantly being written and rewritten. That even though you may have had your final draft of the script done, still while you're on set, the movie's going to be written. Somebody's going to go, oh, we should do that instead. Somebody's going to go, oh, maybe that person should say this instead of that. Happened when I was shooting my short film. And there's a lot that goes on. You could have all those spoilers, but until you see it executed on screen, just don't talk to me about it, because you haven't seen the movie as a movie. You've read what people are putting online, and you're not judging it. Again, I'm not throwing hate at people who don't like the movie. If you saw it and you don't like it, you have every right not to like it. I'm sorry you don't like it, but you have every right not to like it. If you haven't seen it, you have no right not to like it, because you haven't seen it. It's something that Star Wars has always been something, it means something different to everybody. Right? I never had a great relationship with my father. Growing up, parents were divorced. Never had that great of a relationship. But I will always remember my first time ever watching Star Wars. It was with my father. And we were never really able to bond over much or like talk about much. But Star Wars was always one of those few things that we had a connection about. That we had a connection with. And we could always talk about it because the movies were so cool. Because my father saw them when he was a kid, and he thought that they were so cool that he wanted to show them to me. That's what it means to me. And there are millions of people who have stories like that, or their own stories about what it means to them. Which is why people get so emotionally charged about these movies, because it means something different to everybody else. So, again, I'm excited to go and see it tonight. I'm a little bit worried. If I'm not going to lie, I'm worried. But I'm a fan. Okay? I hear there's a lot of fan service, for better or for worse. I hear some of it's earned, some of it's not. But I'm a fan. I'm going to go to a Star Wars movie and enjoy a Star Wars movie. No matter how bad it is. Prequels, which I really don't like. Phantom Menace especially. I'll watch it sometimes, just because I'm a fan of Star Wars. I won't watch the holiday special or the Christmas special, whatever that shit was. That's different. But I will watch the prequels because I love being in this world. I love, and it's been an incredible gift that all of us in the present have been able to see all these new movies coming out. Regardless of how you felt about them, it's a gift that we've been able to see all these. So I'm looking forward to going. I'm looking forward to having a good time at the theater, stuff my face with some popcorn, maybe a little bit of M&M's sprinkled in there. I don't know. I'm going to treat myself because it's Star Wars. But I can't wait to form my own opinion on the movie. I really can't. And I can't wait to have discussions with people, both who liked it and who didn't. Because that's what's great about being a fan of movies. Is that you can look at somebody who hated it and completely respect their opinion and just feel even more secure in your opinion after that. You can just listen to it and be like, okay, I respect that, but I'm going to go form my own opinion. Or I already have my own opinion, and this is what that is. You can debate it. It's great. Star Wars has become so much like politics. I know we don't talk about that on this show, but it's become so much like politics where you're either on this side or you're on that side, and there's no gray area. Okay. It's not that I enjoy the movies for what they are. I read some of the books. I enjoy them. I love being in that world. So let's all just be happy, okay? All right. I'm going to wrap up. We're at the 45-minute mark here. I'll let you guys know. I might even do a special, like, one-off episode that's not on Tuesday or Thursday for anybody who wants to hear my thoughts about Star Wars. I'll let everybody know on social media and everything. But Hope you all have a great weekend. If you're seeing Star Wars, have a blast. Let me know what you think of it. Message me on Instagram, whatever. If you're friends with me, text me or don't. Just be a jackass. Hope you all have a great weekend. I'll be heading back up to New York. I'm going to try and take this equipment back with me if my roommate will let me. And hopefully I'll be able to give you guys some quality episodes next week and the week after. I'm going to be up there for 2 weeks. So I hope you all are doing great, staying positive. I know this is a stressful time of year, but this is also an amazing time of year. So I hope that you all enjoy yourselves. Eat, drink, and be merry, as they say. And I hope you all are enjoying your time with family and friends. And we'll talk about that more next week once we get to Christmas itself. All right, everybody. Love you all. Have a good one.